What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point. Make sure y'all hit that like, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit them notifications too as well. Okay, share this video too. Um, I want to talk about what Draymond Green had to say about the comments that Kevin Durant had, and the statement that he had made in regards to being the GOAT, or being in the GOAT conversation, however you want to put it. And also what Draymond Green had to say too as well. And Draymond Green basically had pointed out that Kevin Durant he's not a GOAT, not a greatest of all time, great scorer and everything, but he's not a GOAT. But Steph Curry is a GOAT in that conversation too as well. And here's my take on it. Draymond Green is right. Okay, he is right. Now, I have family members. I have friends of the family, and I know a lot of the younger generation too, who I've talked to. They watch Steph Curry more so than someone like a LeBron or even a KD for that matter. For what Steph Curry has done in this generation, yes. Another thing that stands out too, why he's in that he can be considered in that conversation too as well, is because one thing that had kind of prevented him from being in the conversation sometimes, I would say more so in my mind, is the fact that he didn't get a Finals MVP. Well, he finally was able to do that, and on top of that, he was able to get all-time 3-pointers, shots made or whatnot for his career, passing the great Ray Allen. That right there is enough to be considered too. And on top of that, he has a winning record in the finals. Now, granted, he did have they had a good team, but see, I want to also put this out there too. They still had to develop. They still had to develop. Okay, a lot of people got to remember that Steph Curry went through some things when he first came into the league. Okay, as well as the Golden State Warriors. He was always getting hurt in terms of his ankle. Always had the ankle injuries and stuff. And it took him a little while until Mark Jackson had finally went out on faith and put him and Clay together. And then, of course, with Draymond, then they started to go ahead and develop. It took them some time. It wasn't like, these guys were put together. Well, you got to think about who came to that team. Who came to that team when they knocked out the Oklahoma City Thunder, when they had two future Hall of Famers in KD and in Russell Westbrook. It was Steph Curry and the supporting cast, and he came there. And I know people are going to talk about cheating the game and all that other stuff. Hey, Golden State still won. They were a juggernaut. There's been other teams that have been juggernauts and stuff, so we're not going to get into that conversation, because sometimes that's so subjective. It's so subjective, or what have you. And of course, the narrative that Stephen A. pushed and everybody else is going to push is that it was the weakest move and all this other stuff or whatever. But see, what if they would have lost? Then we wouldn't be having that argument. Matter of fact, we would be having the same argument that we would be having when KD, Kyrie, and Harden went there. So we got to be able to, we got to keep that same energy too as well. But nevertheless, Kevin Durant, he could be considered as one of the the greatest scorers, but in terms of the GOAT, nah, not at all. Got it. He would have had to have done a lot more. Injuries have held him back. Also, his mentality to a certain degree too as well. Also, I want to say this too, right? A lot of people sleep on something about Steph Curry that I think gets really overlooked, man, and that is Steph Curry's toughness. Okay, Steph Curry, you rarely see him losing his composure. Okay, and that to me, Steph Curry being able to go through the rigors of some ups and downs, what he's going through right now with the loss of their assistant coach, and Clay being injured, whether it's Clay being injured, Draymond being injured, whether he's being injured, whether the team is going through changes, everything, this guy has still stuck it through. And another thing is that everybody talks about LeBron, but we got to think about how many championships that, and again, it's about winning on somebody's watch. Steph Curry has won multiple titles on LeBron's watch. Okay, and why aren't we talking about that? But we already know some of these, these talking points that people are going to come with, in terms of, the LeBron and Steph Curry talk. But think about this and what they say about Steph Curry. Not only Stephen A. Smith has said this on TV, but there's been a numerous amount of people that have said, one, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter that they've ever seen, and probably the greatest shooter of the generation. And then also, there are a lot of people that feel like Steph Curry had changed the game. Okay, I was kind of on the fence about that in a video that I did a while back, like a couple years ago. But a lot of people feel like Steph Curry did change the game in terms of making shooting more of an art, as more so than having to rely heavily upon your athleticism. And again, KD can shoot too, damn near 50, 40, 90 and stuff. But like I said, it takes more than that to be in that GOAT conversation. So y'all let me know what you think. Leave your comments, like the video, share it, subscribe. Also hit the notification. Until then, straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I get at y'all.